How you feel that helped you out a lot growing up?
I just had to press the issues.
How did you feel towards them when they put you in that situation?
To let this get to me. I don't want to let them know that they're winning, like it's bringing me down. I know I'm stronger than them.
Through this show, we strive to create a world where young individuals feel empowered to express themselves, where educators and students become partners in shaping the future, and where parents and young adults build bridges of understanding that span of generations. We aim to create a society where everyone's voice is heard, valued, and respected. Welcome to Coach's Corner.
What's up with you, boy?
Good.
Man, thank you for coming on the show, man. Go and have a seat, bro.
Of course.
So how you feeling today, man?
I'm feeling good.
Good, man. We about to get right into it, man. You know me, I don't play no games, right? So we're gonna get right into it. So middle school, right? Let's go into middle school, man. How was that for you? You came from, just like your sister, you came from a whole different state, bro.
Right.
Right? Or did you come high school or did you?
No, so I was in Iowa at the time for my 2 years of middle school.
Okay.
So I went from 6th grade straight into 7th, which is going into middle school. I mean, I thought it was going to be a drastic change, but honestly, it was pretty simple. Like, my grades were good. And then I was doing football, basketball, met more friends from other schools. Everything was smooth, super small school. I want to say about maybe like 300 to 500 kids. I mean, you knew everybody without even knowing them. That's how small it was. So, yeah, that was.
So then you moved to California when?
Yeah, so I moved to California my freshman year. I want to say 2014, and that was big, drastic difference because I'm going from like 300 to 500 kids, one single building, and you know, I'm talking about like when I got my classes, I'm like, dang, I got to go from this side of the building to the other side. I'm thinking that's big.
Yeah.
So I'm going to California, 3,000, 4,000 kids, campus. So I'm thinking, like, I'm looking around. I'm like, hold up, I got to go from this building to where? Like, I'm talking, like, I was so confused. I was like, this can't be. Like, I'm on college campus right now. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, I mean, it was honestly, for me, overwhelming because it was just like, I'm surrounded by so many people and I don't know nobody. I don't know a single person. Like, I'm all alone. So that first few months of being in school was like kind of hard because, you know, I was eating lunch by myself, you know, I didn't know nobody, so I was trying to make friends pretty quick, and I wasn't doing sports at the time, so it was kind of all on my own, finding them in class and stuff, and
So mentally, man, for a kid that's literally just got dumped into a place where you have no clue who anybody was, how did that go with, like, parent-wise? Did you have a kind of how did you feel towards them when they put you in that situation?
I mean, I was so excited about moving to California that, I mean, I wasn't really, like, blaming it on them or anything.
Yeah.
I just looked at it as something like, it's change, you know, it's something you got to go through. So I pretty much just, like I said, just found friends on my own and went through it. You know, obviously if I had a problem, I would go to them, but it wasn't really something that I had a problem doing.
Yeah. So when you went to, how long did it take you to start getting friends once you got into high school?
I want to say about a month, maybe a month and a half at most. So like it just went from, honestly, like I just had to press the issue. So I was just like, hey man, do you want to have lunch or, you know, whatever it is, because I was just talking to people in my classes and stuff. So started having lunch with them, and then honestly from there it just branched out. So I did start doing basketball in the middle of the school year, so that helped. I met a lot of people doing that. Like my best friend came from doing that, so I'm thankful I did that for that year.
So do you think sports helps out, or just not even sports, to just things to do in the school, right, will helps out with just getting to know different people?
Oh, of course, because you're doing something with people that share the same interest with you. So, you're at school, you're in class, you're doing math, English, whatever it is, but so you're pretty much just stuck with those people in that class. You go to do that sport, you connect a lot more with those people around you. And since you're doing that activity together and you build that chemistry as a team, you start to build it as friends. You get closer that way. So 100%.
Got you. That's pretty cool when you think about how to find that lane that you want to be in,
Right.
and then a whole bunch of other people
Right.
want to be in that same lane.
Right.
So that's cool, man. How when you was in high school, man, how did it go for you as you went to Clovis High, right?
Correct.
Being an African American male, because there's not how many you got over there? 10?
Man, it felt like it was hard. Like I dealt with a lot of racism. Like I didn't know it was that much racism out in the world till I experienced it myself. Like in school, like the graffiti of like the word, just racial words, and then it was.
Hey, this is Coach's Corner. Were you on the couch, bro? What word did you hear? You know what I'm saying?
Just the nigger,
Yeah.
monkeys, all that kind of stuff. But it was to the point where, like, so I live close to the school, so I would ride my bike to school, walk to school, whatever. Man, the amount of times people would drive by me and just yell the word nigger it just got to the point where it was like, I want to say, like, my third year in high school, I heard it so much. Like, I'm not a sensitive person. Like, I don't cry easy. But I heard it so much, and it's just like, I'm walking. They're in the car driving, so you can't really do nothing.
Yeah.
You just take it. So when I got home one day, I kind of just broke down and cried. It was that serious for me.
Man, that's different when you actually experience it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because,
Right.
I mean, I experienced it, but I ain't experienced it on that level.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of people would be like, I would have did this, but honestly, you can't do that every time.
can't.
You know what I'm saying? So that 3 years, you deal with that 3 years?
I want to say 4. Well, yeah, I want to say 4, but when it really hit me, just the overwhelmness was about 3 years into experiencing it.
Did you have any like people that you could go to in the school? Like,
No, because our numbers were so small, and it was like one of those things where it's like, oh, well, yeah, I deal with it too. It is what it is. And, the staff every once in a while would tell us, like, oh, yeah, we'll get to the bottom of it. But when you have that many kids, there's only so much you can do.
yeah.
So I just felt like I was just in on it on my own. Like I had to deal with it on my own. So, I try to talk to people and stuff like that, but like I said, it was just like they experienced it too.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah.
So how did you keep your this identity as like? Did you ever come to a point like, man, I'm this color? Like, did it become hateful that you like, man, why I got to go through this?
Oh, of course, yeah, because I just felt like so casted aside, and they already have this image of you. So if I lash out and do something, it's already like it's expected. Versus somebody of a different color, it's like, oh, that's not like them. So I care about my education a lot, so I didn't want to get suspended or anything like that. So like I said, I just took it, and it was like, yeah, there was times where I was like, I don't know why I have to go through this. Like, why does this have to be me? Such and such. Yeah.
Man, that's when you just said something that hit me when you was like, I'm not an emotional person.
Yeah.
Right? Why do you feel get to a place in my life where emotional is good, right? Having feelings is good. So where did that store from you where you're not an emotional person where so you don't feel like, do you feel like you have an outlet, you know what I'm saying? Out there that you can, like when you want to need to cry, do you feel like you have an outlet? Or are you just that type of person that keep everything in and then when that time to lash out, you lash out?
Yeah. I mean, so my past self, like, or I guess now I could even say, like, I feel like I'm just a man. Like, it is what it is. You got to handle your business and look after everybody else that's next to you, behind you, and all that. So I kind of just bottled it up and just forgot about it, dealt with it. That's how I dealt with it pretty much.
So when you feel like, you say you're just a man, right?
Yeah,
Now, is it different being a black man?
of course. So I feel like I even have to be that much stronger because I don't want to let this get to me. I don't want to let them know that they're winning, like it's bringing me down. I know I'm stronger than them, obviously. So me being a man, that's just, I felt like that's how I had to take it. Like, I'm not weak. You're not supposed to show weakness.
Got you. Man, so it's crazy that, I'm listening to you're 22 years old and you still feel that you have to be that strong man, right?
Yeah.
And like I think you said, you nailed it, where our culture, being a black man, we already come in the world like, oh, we gotta defend it. We gotta defend. We gotta be ready for everything.
Exactly.
And for you to be, I'm 35 and you're 22, and we still feeling that way, it's like, man, it's crazy to me to even think that that's how you feel. Also, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That where you bottle up emotions that you can't express them like that. When it comes to a place where you a black male with both parents in the household,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And that's not, and with a dad, you know what I'm saying, with a mom, and your mom educated, your dad got a great job. Like,
Right.
being that, how you feel that helped you out a lot growing up?
Okay, honestly, I want to say one of the reasons I am so tough is because my mom is tough as hell. Like, she don't let nothing get to her. And having that, support and her looking in my eyes and telling me who gives a fuck what people think. Like, you got to just keep going. So she had that toughness. Yeah. And then my father, he had self-love. So he was telling me, you got to love yourself before you love anybody else. So I had that toughness and then that self-love on both ends, and both of those really helped me a lot, and I think that's why a lot of things don't get to me now. So I'm very thankful for them and their mindsets.
That's dope. So when you are that black person that has, or black male that has both parents in the household, do you feel that is a gap between you, a person that doesn't have a father in the household or have both parents?
Yeah.
And he's an African American. Do you feel that gap between each other?
Yeah, of course, because my father, he's my best friend. So him being in my life has helped me a lot. And yeah, my mom had that toughness and that love for me. But I feel like, there's a little bit of a difference when having that father, because he has had the same experiences that you're going through, and he's dealt with his problems in a way that he can teach you how to, and how to not deal with them, and how to act around certain people, certain things, stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely feel like there's a major difference between having a father and not. And fathers support their families and all that. So growing up and getting to see how my father supported us, I learned off of that also.
Yeah, that's dope to have, when being a black male, having both parents in the household. What kind of stuff what kind of advice or that you take from them today, like as you are right now, the advice that you take from them and the advice they gave you where you're like, nah, I think I want to do something else?
Okay, so I want to say from my mom, that toughness, I want to take that because that helped me. Maybe one of the things she said is like dealing with certain things, like, I don't want to say violently, but certain ways that I wouldn't. And then my dad, you have the self-love, and I mean, I can't really think off the top of my head things that I disagreed, but I kind of said, that self-love really helped me. Once I found that self-love, I just felt like life was so much easier because I just didn't care what people thought. I went at my own pace. I did my own things that I wanted to do.
Yeah, especially in your generation right now, you guys deal with a lot of social media, a lot of platforms where you're supposed to look like this, right?
Right.
And how are you dealing with that in that world you live in now, where society say this is what a person's supposed to look like?
So the way I see that is like, you're your own person. Like, we're not supposed to look like anything or anyone else. You have your own thoughts and they have theirs. So you need to go about it how you want to and prove why I don't have to look like this. Why, you're your own person.
Yeah, that's deep, man. When like I was talking to the other guests, and I would always say like the older generation don't understand the younger generation, right?
Yeah.
And this is why I wanted this platform to be able to get that understanding in a way where they can watch this and be like, okay, this is why they feel this way, or this is why they think this way. So when you hear a older person be like, man, this younger generation, they don't want to work, they don't want to do nothing, how that make you feel?
So it's too much of a change, like too much of a difference, era. Like they're not gonna see things the way we see things because things ran differently back then. I'm pretty sure you dealt with it. Like I'll just use a small example. Like, so they listen to certain music, and then you listen to certain music, and they're just like, oh, what is that? Blah 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 blah. But my generation, I'm young, and then I see this stuff the younger generations listen to. I do the same thing, so I understand it. But at the end of the day, you have to come to terms with things are changing. You have to adapt. Everybody has to adapt. So you guys shoving it down their throats that, oh, we used to do it this way, or you shouldn't be like that. You really can't do nothing about it, pretty much. So, yeah.
Got you. So did you, when you graduated high school, did you wanted to go to college or anything?
So, I'll go back into my parents with that. So, like, they let me do what I wanted to do. That's what I'm thankful for. Like, they let me make my own mistakes. So, I did go to college right after because I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to real estate. So, I was taking business and psychology, just to focus on little things like that. But I was also doing things on the side, like working, doing different programs and stuff like that. While I was doing those things, I was finding love for other interests. That's why I'm thankful that they didn't make me just go to one thing.
That's huge, man. And when you say you found love in the, different other interests, man, I want to kind of stay on that part too, like having that open mind where you're able to go to try new things. How has that been for you do you feel that you guys have all the information right here now?
Yeah, because like I said, the love for different things is you find out that you don't have to just love one thing. Like you can do multiple things at once and not have to stress or worry about anything.
Damn, that's and I know you got into fishing, right?
Right,
You got your Bloop Baits, right?
Yeah.
Bloop Baits. What is Bloop Baits about?
So I love fishing. I grew up fishing, and I just stuck with it ever since, and my love for it just keeps growing. When the pandemic happened, I was chilling at home fishing a ton, and every single time I went fishing, I would go shopping, and I'm just like, they don't have what I want. So I came up with the idea to start a business where people can hit me up, and I'll make exactly what they want. So I started doing that, started using my own baits, stuff like that, and it went from there. Obviously, I had my struggles. I learned from it, so I rushed into starting a website without really thinking about things, and it didn't do good. So I had to step down and take the website down, but that doesn't mean I just stopped my business. I have to build it back up to the point where it is the right time to start the website again.
Is fishing like a how does that do? What that do for you mentally? Like, is it like an out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something where you can just my mind be going, I don't got time to be out there fishing, bro. But it's like everybody that I talk to that fish, they be like, man, it's just you in the water. You know what I'm saying? So what does that do for you? Like, what makes you love fishing so much, man?
So for me, it's like I totally understand why people don't like it and get bored. I see it as there's two different types of fishing. You have the fishing where you grab a chair, throw a pole out, and just sit there and wait. The fishing I like to do is you're constantly moving. You're constantly casting different baits, finding different things, looking around, seeing, okay, where's this fish might be, different types of weather changes. So I like my mind constantly moving, and that excitement of not knowing what you're going to catch or if you're going to catch anything is exciting for me, and that's why I keep going back. I mean, I might have had a year where I didn't catch a fish. Yeah, I had some hard times, and I was still going all the time. It's just because that excitement is just it's so rewarding when you catch something.
Dang, that's dope. So that was like kind of a lesson, you know what I'm saying? A lesson learned right there where you didn't stop. That's like a failure
Right,
mode. Like, man,
right.
for a whole year, and
Yeah,
then you
it
kept
was
going.
rough. It was
Man,
rough. It was rough.
that's crazy, man. I want to kind of get back onto the school real quick, man. Do you feel that is a big gap between teachers and students?
Yeah, because I want to say the change again. And they're all older and adults, and it's just it's too different. Like the things that happen now didn't happen with them, so they don't really know how to deal with it, especially with like technology. Like things are moving too fast for them. So, like I said, I just don't think they know how to deal with that.
What about the curriculum wise? The curriculum of how you guys are getting taught. Do you feel that it's getting y'all ready for adulthood?
Honestly, it depends on the career path you want to take. So, certain things, yes, of course, but then you have certain things that don't, like money wise and just a bunch of other things that the curriculum doesn't teach you. And I think it's because they want society to function one certain way.
Man, when you think of it like that, it's like that's huge. That's why again I made this platform because I
Right.
got a next guest is a teacher.
Oh,
You know what
wow.
I'm saying? So he can I want to hear his point of view of the curriculum and the kids and you know the changes that they see behind the scenes what we don't see. You know what I'm saying? So that's huge on there when you think about that gap between. Is it any teacher that you had in high school where you can like I had a couple teachers growing up where I still remember their first and last name. I went back home and got to see one. Did
Yeah.
you have any teachers like that in high school?
Yeah, I had one. He was my ceramics teacher. His name was Mr. Fildians. He was always on me, but now that I'm older, I see why. But he was so cool. He was always funny with me, and the reason he was on me was because there was more to life than just school. You know, he was telling me about side hustles and stuff like that at the time. Like he was just a ceramics teacher, but dude had money, and he was trying to put that on me, and I saw it at the time, but I didn't at the same time. But now that I'm older, I really do see that, and I'm so thankful for him. Like he was a dope teacher.
That's dope. That's dope to have somebody to. And that's the thing with kids, right? We look at things, or you guys look at them. When I was growing up, I had teachers tell me certain things where I'm like, man, it went out one ear and out the other.
Right.
But then when I got older, it was like, oh, this was what they meant about that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So do you ever feel that moment where you have somebody tell you something way back in the day that it hits you now when you got older?
Yeah, because we're kids. We don't care about that stuff. Like, we're having fun. The only thing we can think about is going home and hanging out with friends or getting on the game or whatever. So when they're telling you that, you're like, oh, it's just an older person talking, trying to tell me stuff, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah.
Man, so adulthood, how have adulthood helped? Like, it's 22, bro. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Like, what's about adulthood where you like, man, I don't know. I wish I was kind of younger again.
Oh, man, that's... Honestly, it's not care. Like, you don't have no worries. Like, your only worry was homework and studying. Now it's like you're getting into the real world. You got to worry about, you know, if you want to start a family, how are you going to do that? How are you going to support that? Learning all these different things to be able to do that stuff. It's a lot of worrying.
So do you think that'd be a good something in like the curriculum or in school in general, kind of help you guys kind of get to that financial, you know what I'm saying, talk about finance and talk about what can you do as you get older? Do you think it'd be a good idea for them to put that in the
Oh,
school?
of course. So many people would be more comfortable with graduating and going out into the real world, learning that. Easy, easy.
That's cool, man. That's I look at that a lot. So one of my biggest questions right here is, I know the definitions is very different from everybody else's, right? Before we wrap it up.
Right.
Give me your definition of fear.
Fear. Man, I believe it's anything that's in your pathway. So that's stopping you from doing something. So it's funny because I was talking to my pops about this the other day. Is like, whenever I'm running away from something that's fearful for me, I always have a dream where something's chasing me and I can't run. It's super slow. And I learned that when I wake up, I'm like, so what am I running away from? Like, in life. Figure out the problem, tack it head on, never have those dreams again.
Dang.
Swear. So whenever I have those dreams, I know for sure I'm running away from something that I'm stressed out about or whatever it is. So my take on fear is just something in your pathway that you don't want to face.
Wow. That's different, man. Like, I swear, having that powerful mom, that's my sister, and your dad is just on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And they had kids at a very young age, 16.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? So you can tell where their growth is now from where they was when they were 16, 17, 18 years old. So, man, I just want to congratulate you just on everything you've been doing, you know what I'm saying? I want you to get back on that Bloop Baits even harder.
For
because,
sure.
A lot of people, they need that. They want that, you know what I'm saying? How can people get a hold of you if they want their own baits?
My Instagram is Bloop Baits. My email, same thing. But I really encourage the Instagram. But I want to get into TikTok again so I can post videos, do live streams of me making the baits and stuff like that again.
Man, let's go, man. Hey, nephew, man, I appreciate you for coming on this show, bro.
Of course.
And just, giving the people the stuff they need to hear, man. And this is that platform for you guys, man. I just want you to know I love you, man. And, welcome to Coach's Corner, bro.
I do want to congratulate you, too. I mean, you're the reason I want to keep going hard. Always checking in on me, always telling me what to do. I mean, look what you're doing right now.
Man, appreciate
You're moving fast.
Yeah, man,
fast.
we ain't playing, bro.
Of
That's
course.
that family, bro. I ain't love, bro.
Love,
hey,
all love.
That's that Coach's Corner. We did it again. And we gonna keep coming. Hey, man, let's go.
Let's go.
Cool, bro.
Welcome to Coach's Corner, a platform dedicated to giving students and young adults